Chapter 76. The first wind is called the eastern, because it is the first. The second is called the south, because the Most High there descends, and frequently there descends He who is blessed forever. The western wind has a name of diminution, because there all the luminaries of heaven are diminished and descend. The fourth wind, which is named the north, is divided into 3 parts, one of which is for the habitation of man, another for seas of water, with valleys, woods, rivers, shady places, and snow, and the third part contains paradise. 7 high mountains I beheld, higher than all the mountains of the earth, from which frost proceeds, while days, seasons, and years depart and pass away. 7 rivers I beheld upon earth, greater than all rivers, one of which takes its course from the west into a great sea, its water flows. 2 come from the north to the sea, their waters flowing into the Erythraean Sea on the east, and with respect to the remaining 4, they take their course in the cavity of the north, 2 to their sea, the Erythraean Sea, and 2 are poured into a great sea, where also it is said, there is a desert. 7 great islands I saw in the sea, and on the earth, 7 in the great sea. Chapter 77. The names of the sun are these, one Ariares, the other Tomas. The moon has 4 names, the first is Asania, the second, Ebla, the third, Benes, and the fourth, Ire. These are the 2 great luminaries, whose orbs are as the orbs of heaven, and the dimensions of both are equal. In the orb of the sun, there is a 7th portion of light, which is added to it from the moon. By measure it is put in, until a 7th portion of the light of the sun is departed. They enter into the western gate, circuit by the north, and through the eastern gate, go forth over the face of heaven. When the moon rises, it appears in heaven, and the half of a 7th portion of light is all which is in it. In 14 days, the whole of its light is completed. By 3 quintuples, light is put into it, until in 15 days, its light is completed. According to the signs of the year, it has 3 quintuples. The moon has a half of a 7th portion. During its diminution, on the first day its light decreases a 14th part, on the second day it decreases a 13th part, on the third day a 12th part, on the 4th day an 11th part, on the 5th day a 10th part, on the 6th day a 9th part. On the 7th day, it decreases an 8th part. On the 8th day, it decreases a 7th part. On the 9th day, it decreases a 6th part. On the 10th day, it decreases a 5th part. On the 11th day, it decreases a 4th part. On the 12th day, it decreases a 3rd part. On the 13th day, it decreases a 2nd part. On the 14th day, it decreases a half of its 7th part. And on the 15th day, the whole remainder of its light is consumed. On stated months, the moon has 29 days. It also has a period of 28 days. Uriel likewise showed me another regulation, when light is poured into the moon, how it is poured into it from the sun. all the time that the moon is in progress with its light, it is poured into it, in the presence of the sun, until its light is in 14 days completed, in heaven. And when it is wholly extinguished, its light is consumed, in heaven, and on the first day, it is called the new moon, for on that day, light is received into it. It becomes precisely completed on the day that the sun descends into the west, while the moon ascends at night from the east. The moon then shines all the night until the sun rises before it, when the moon disappears in turn before the sun. Where light comes to the moon, there again it decreases until all its light is extinguished, and the days of the moon pass away. Then its orb remains solitary without light. During 3 months, it effects in 30 days, each month its period, and during 3 more months, it effects it in 29 days, each. These are the times in which it effects its decrease in its first period, and in the first gate, namely, in 177 days. And at the time of its going forth, during 3 months, it appears 30 days each, and during 3 more months, it appears 29 days each. In the night it appears, for each 20 days, as the face of a man, and in the day as heaven, for it is nothing else, except its light. Chapter 78. And now, my son Masasela, I have shown thee everything, and the account of every ordinance of the stars of heaven is finished. He showed me every ordinance respecting these, which takes place at all times, and in all seasons, under every influence, in all years. At the arrival, and under the rule of each, during every month, and every week, he showed me also the decrease of the moon, which is effected in the 6th gate, for in that 6th gate is its light consumed. From this is the beginning of the months, and its decrease is effected in the 6th gate in its period, until 177 days are completed, according to the mode of computation by weeks, 25 weeks, and 2 days. Its period is less than that of the sun, according to the ordinance of the stars, by 5 days, in 1/2 year precisely. When that their visible situation is completed, such is the appearance and likeness of every luminary, which seal the great angel, who conducts them, showed to me.